Hi, it's Morgan and welcome to the Dove's Nest. In today's video, I'm keeping it super casual with a channel, information, update, and to kind of get your opinion as far as what kind of content you'd like to see. Alright, as I said, I am keeping today's video pretty casual. I've seen these Laundrochats on YouTube here, and I think they're just genius because you kill two birds with one stone. I have tons of laundry to get through today and fold it, and so I figured I'd just kind of sit down and chat because this isn't really an informational video or educational video. I'm kind of just filling you in on where I've been, what's going on. I thought this would be a great way to do it. So I'm just going to sit here and fold my laundry. I've got some notes on my phone, and yeah, let's go ahead and talk. So the first question, where have I been? Why haven't I been uploading videos? You guys, we have not been home since Halloween. Today is December 12th, and we just haven't been home, really. We spent about a week in Arizona. We went to Arizona. It was kind of like a informal family reunion. My husband and a bunch of his cousins and his brother and his dad and everybody got together for this baseball tournament. And my sister-in-law just happened to move to Arizona like a month prior. And so we all got together, stayed at her house, went to this baseball tournament. It was so much fun. So we did that. We came home for literally 2 days. And in that time, so I should preface, so where we live, it's fairly nice weather all year. Arizona was warmer. So when I was packing my kids' clothing for Arizona, I had to like dig out, the storage bins of the next size up kind of summer clothes because it was too warm and they were too big for their summer clothes that we just had, this last summer. So I had to dig out those clothes. I was home for 2 days, had to do all the laundry, and then pack and shop because we spent quite a few weeks in Europe. And Europe was not significantly colder than it is here, but it was colder. We went to Paris, Rome, and Venice. So Paris was pretty cold. Rome was about the same. It was slightly more chilly in the mornings and the evenings. But again, because my kids are growing, none of their cold weather clothing from last year fit. So we had to get all new clothing or dig out some of the hand-me-downs. And so our house looks like it just exploded in clothing. And then I've just got laundry out the wazoo. We're in my guest room where I usually film. And it's just converted into our laundry room because this is the only place I can keep all of the clutter without going completely crazy. So we were gone, like I said, for quite a few weeks in Europe, like 2.5 weeks or so, and I'll talk more about that in a minute. And then after that, we were home for 2 days again. I did more laundry, and then we went home to Las Vegas to visit my family. And then since we've been back, we like jumped right into holidays, right? Christmas shopping, Christmas planning, Christmas decorating, getting the tree, all the celebrations, all the school parties, all the friend parties, and it's not stopped. And I kind of am just ready for a break. So it's just been busy. On top of all of that, I not only work full-time, as I've mentioned on this channel, but my passion and my hobby is photography. I am a wedding and portrait photographer, and last year I went into business professionally. I started really just taking photos and shooting weddings and charging people for them instead of just kind of, doing it for fun on the side. And fall is sort of the end of wedding season. And it's also the busiest time for portrait season because all of the families are wanting family photos for their Christmas cards. And so I was totally booked in October. I've been pretty booked so far. We're only like 2 weeks into December, but I've been pretty booked, and I'm trying to just hurry up and finish everything so that by next week or so I can just enjoy Christmas and New Year's and just have a break before I really start to pick things back up with photography in the new year. So yeah, if you live in San Diego or Southern California area and you're interested in photos, I will leave my photography information below. You can check it out. And sorry, this sun is coming in the window. Really funny. So that's kind of where I've been and what I've been doing. We have just, like I said, it has been since Halloween. So we started traveling. We were home for Halloween. We took the kids trick-or-treating even though we had to leave early the next morning. And then, like I said, it was just boom, boom, boom. Travel, 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 and holiday rush. And so it's been so crazy. We literally have done nothing for Tot School. And yeah, we're just kind of like, I'm over it for the rest of the year. And so, you know, I've got plenty of videos that I had filmed. Again, I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, we're just kind of done for now. I'm just ready to be done. So I took some notes here on my phone and I wanted to talk a little bit about some other things. The other thing I've been doing that's been keeping me really busy is I've been sewing a lot. So I taught myself to sew when I was pregnant with my daughter because I wanted to make her a quilt. And I just figured I'd start with her because she was brand new baby. And then I'd kind of make everyone in my family a quilt. So the first time I ever touched a sewing machine, I just dove right in and decided to make a quilt. And maybe I'll like show it right now. You laying on it? So this is the quilt that I made for my daughter. The very first time I ever touched a sewing machine, this is what I made. And this, it was actually so easy. These are quarter square triangles. And again, I will link the pattern for this quilt down below, as well as the website where I got the fabric. But it really is like the easiest beginning pattern. And I'm not going to get in too close because you'll see the squares are kind of wonky and all different sizes. And I got better kind of towards the end. But sort of up in the beginning, like, you know, you can kind of see like the corners don't match up just from uneven cutting and things. And it ripples when it's laid out flat because, you know, I would pull the cotton tight. And yeah, it's not perfect, but I love how it turned out. So that's the front. The fabric is actually, it was a collection called Aria by Kate Spain. And then it's got the little butterflies on the back of it. And yeah, it's super cute. And then actually, I don't know if you can see it on this side or which side would be better, but the actual quilting is actually butterflies. So that's the first quilt I ever made. First time I touched a sewing machine. It took me 4 days to do the whole thing, start to finish. I went with a really easy pattern from Missouri Star Quilt Company. And then also the actual pattern for this quilt is called the Hourglass quilt by Missouri Star Quilt Company. If you haven't seen their YouTube video, go and watch Jenny from Missouri Star. She's amazing, and that's all I did is I just watched a ton of her videos and taught myself to sew. Like, bought a sewing machine. I literally didn't do anything to learn how to sew. I never took a class. I didn't watch like beginning videos. I just watched her quilt videos and was like, I can do that. But that's kind of how I learn. Like when I'm learning something, I don't do the baby steps. I kind of go big and just jump all in. And if it works, great. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And it worked. It worked really well. I'm so proud of that quilt. But anyway, so I've been moving on to another quilt that I've been making, and I'm trying to get it done by Christmas. So this is the quilt I'm making for my husband. And this is also the pattern is from Missouri Star Quilt Company. You can see it's like huge compared to the baby's quilt. And then the pattern or the fabric is called, something, I don't know, I'll leave that down below. But it's the same fabric that she actually uses in the tutorial for this quilt video. So this is the top. And again, it was really fast. So you can see it's the exact same way I made the triangles for this quilt, only instead of using solid pieces of fabric like the blue and the white fabric, to make these pieces, you take a jelly roll, which are like pre-cut 2.5-inch strips, and you sew 5 of them together in strips, and then you cut out those squares, and then you sew those with white squares. So it's like an extra step, but it's super simple. It looks really complex, but it's huge. But actually today I have to remove all of the sashing because as you can see, when it's laid out flat, it ripples really bad. And then it causes the quilt to ripple. And that's because when I was sewing the sashing, I was pulling it tight and not pulling this fabric, and you don't want to do that. So learn from my mistakes. You can see all those ripples. So basically what happened is the sash, it's too long for the quilt, and so it bunches so that it's all sewn on there. So I'm taking that apart today and redoing it, but this is the quilt I'm trying to get done by Christmas. So you can see it's literally just the quilt top. So I've been trying to get that quilt made before Christmas. Now it's for my husband, and the reason it's taking me so long is because he's always home. Like, I don't know. He's working from home a lot lately, and he's always here, and so I have no free time to make it. And so as soon as he leaves for like 5 minutes, I hurry and do a little something on the quilt, and then as soon as I hear the garage open, I put it away. And so those are kind of some of the things that I've just been busy with between traveling and work and photography and quilting, and then like being a mom, you know, and I'm just busy. And our house is like falling apart. I know I started doing some cleaning videos, and I need to get back into those because it's my way of being accountable to myself, you know, for our house and maintaining it and keeping it clean. But I just feel like for the last month, with us not here and then coming back and like laundry exploding, it's just kind of exploded. And so our house is a disaster. So I need to get back into filming those videos. Again, I'm going to talk more about this in a minute. Just so I can hold myself accountable. And it's just so funny, like how many people watch those videos. I watch videos like that when I'm cleaning. I turn on YouTube and I just listen to what they're saying or to the voiceovers of cleaning videos. And that's kind of my motivation. I feel like I'm not alone doing this chore. I feel like there's a friend talking to me, you know, while I'm cleaning. And it helps. It goes by so fast. So that was kind of where I wanted your opinion as far as content for this channel. So the biggest thing I wanted to mention is the reason I haven't filmed a video was because there's like a fuzzy from all this laundry floating. The reason I haven't filmed a video was when we were in Europe, the last day we were there, our travel day home, we had just taken the metro train to a bigger train that was going to take us to the airport in Rome to come home. And my son at the metro station, it was so early in the morning. It was like 5 in the morning, and he was super tired. And because we got, you know, our luggage and stuff, we couldn't hold him. He had to walk, and he was only 3.5, almost 4. And he decided to lay down on the escalator. You guys, lay down on the escalator. And my husband was in front of him, and I was way up behind him getting the baby out of the stroller, and all I could do was scream, get up, get up, get up, put your hands up, because I didn't want his fingers getting stuck in. So I see him, he's down there, and he's at the bottom of the escalator with his hands up, panicking, trying to stand up, and it got his shoelace, and then it got his shoe. And we didn't know at the time, but we found out later he didn't quite break his foot, but he sprained it really good. And so he couldn't walk and was crying and panicking, and we didn't know. We thought he was kind of just scared by it, but he wouldn't stop crying and he wouldn't walk. And again, we couldn't hold him. We couldn't carry him. So then we were on the train from the metro station to the airport, and it was just chaos. And I was with all of our luggage, and my husband was with the kids, and he said, you know, I need to trade. I can't do this. And so we traded. And my son was crying the entire train trip. He cried to the airport. It was about a 35-minute train ride to the airport, and he just screamed the whole way. It was so, I felt awful, but I was really more angry and annoyed because I was like, we have 14 hours worth of traveling. We've got 3 flights that we have to take in order to get home, and you can't just do this all day, and this is a terrible way to start the day. Anyway, so my husband gets the luggage, gets off the train. I get the baby, carry her to the train, get my son, carry him to my husband off the train. We get off the train. We go to check in at the airport. Well, we got all the way to the check-in counter, and I needed something from my carry-on bag. And my husband left the carry-on bag on the train because I didn't tell him, you know, all the luggage is kind of right here, but I put this carry-on bag. They have shelves, like, you know, luggage shelves on the train, and I put the carry-on bag on one of the shelves, and I didn't tell him. And so he didn't know to grab it and get off the train, so we left it on the train. And immediately I panicked, and I will tell you why I had such panic. In that bag was my camera that I do professional photography with, all of my lenses, my cell phone, Our umbrellas in case it rained. We didn't really need those. Our neck pillows for the flight. Our blankets for the flight. Our melatonin for the 14 hours worth of flying we were about to do with a 1 and a 3-year-old. I bought gummy melatonin for the flight. It was in there. All of the cables to our headphones and our phone chargers and our iPad chargers. I think I said my cell phone. I mean, literally everything we needed. My bag was like the entertainment bag, like the sanity bag to get home from Europe was in my bag, as well as my cell phone and my camera and my lenses that I use for my photography business. All of it. It's like $10,000 worth of stuff in that bag. So my husband took off sprinting, and he told me to go get it. I was like, I don't even know where we are. I don't speak, Italian. I don't know how to find out where we just came from. It's 5 a.m. I don't know what's going on. So anyway, he took off, and we didn't have a ton of time because we had to go board our flight. And so it's just gone. I mean, if any of you live in Italy or in Rome, especially if you're in Rome and can maybe help us, like private message me and see if you can help me. We're having so much trouble just finding out who do we call. We're hoping somebody didn't steal the bag or anything in it and maybe just turned it in at a train station or at the airport. But just finding out where it could be. Like if someone found it, do they turn it into the train station? And which station? Because trains stop at multiple locations. So like where's the hub? Did they turn it into the airport lost and found, a security officer, an airline? And we don't speak Italian. And so it's been like 3 weeks of us communicating and emailing people and using Google Translate to try to email and figure out where our bag is or if anybody's seen it or knows where it is. I did talk to the train station. They said to call the city police. I filed a report with the city police and they said, why are you calling us? Call the train station, lost and found. And we're like, I just don't know who to call. Because of the time zone difference, we just can't ever reach anyone. It's a mess. It was such an amazing trip. As I said, we went to Rome and Venice and Paris, and it was such an amazing trip. And then this whole last day of my son nearly breaking his foot. He couldn't walk on it for weeks. It was wrapped, and it was so swollen and bruised, poor little guy, and losing all of these things. Like I said, I've had sessions all through December, and weddings and family portraits, and I had to cancel quite a few of them because I don't have a camera. I don't have a camera to take your pictures, or you know what I mean. And so it's been just an expense renting camera, parts until I could replace them. It's just been a mess. So that's kind of where we've been and what we've been up to, and why you haven't seen anything new on my channel for a while. But I wanted to ask you as far as content. So I had filmed, every week with Tot School, I was sort of doing a weekly walkthrough of our work boxes and showing you these are the activities we're doing for all of the letters of the week. And then with that, I also had the books we were reading for that letter for Tot School. And I had filmed every week of Tot School that we've done so far. But again, all of my memory cards, I have quite a few wallets of memory cards, and they were all with my camera, in my camera bag. I hadn't uploaded them to my computer yet. They're just all sitting on my memory cards. I thought, they were safe. Terrible idea. Back up everything all the time and constantly. Set a reminder in your phone once a week to back up everything. Your cell phone, your computer, your memory cards. Back it up. And so, lesson learned the hard way. I had tons of cleaning videos, all of my cleaning routines as far as all 6 days a week, what my kind of daily tasks are, Monday through Saturday, and my zone cleaning. So we have seven zones. Yeah, I can't remember if I added an 8th one. Anyway, we have 7 zones, and I had each of my zone cleaning routines all on the memory cards. And so I'll probably it's going to take forever, but work on refilming all of those Tot School videos, as well as the books are going to be kind of hard because I've got to, here's another update, I've got to recheck out all of the books from the library if I want to kind of film, the what we're reading videos. But here's the other thing. I didn't know this was possible, but our library has banned me from our public library. And so what I did was I have a library card and both of my kids have library cards. And so when I check out books every week for Todd School, I just max out the cards. I think you can get 20 books per library card. And so I check out like everything, right? Like, oh, we're studying about Christmas this week. I'm going to get all the Christmas books, and I can get like up to 60 books because I've got 3 cards. And I think they're on to me because I tried, I can do it from my app. I can hold and reserve books so that I can just go pick them up. And I'm going to have to go in and call them and find out, like, how do I remedy this situation? Because I have been banned. So if you were in Southern California and you like needed a library book on a specific topic and couldn't find one, it's probably because I had them. And maybe they just got complaints or something. But even my app, it pops up and it says, "You are banned!" exclamation point. And I don't know what that means. And so I have to call them and figure that situation out. So anyway, I can refilm all of those videos. It will just take time, to sort of get through where we were in the alphabet. And as far as books, and then the cleaning routines. And then something else I wanted to ask, with going to Europe with 2 toddlers, as a family, this is actually the second time we've done Europe with toddler. The first time we went to Berlin and Dresden, Germany. We also went to Vienna and Salzburg, Austria, Prague in the Czech Republic, and Budapest, Hungary. And we spent just over 2 weeks, almost 3 weeks in Europe that time. My son at that time was 18 months old, and I was in my first trimester of pregnancy with my daughter. And so then we went this time with a 1.5 and a 3-year-old, and I felt really prepared this time as far as what we need, what we can live without, what we need to pack, what we need in our carry-ons. And just sort of how to navigate being away from home that long, that far away in unfamiliar places with kids. Most people when they go to Europe don't bring their kids. Everyone told us we were crazy, but it's great. It's amazing. If you can do it, do it. So I had planned on filming a series of videos about traveling internationally with children because like I said, I felt really prepared this time, and I learned even more that the next time we go somewhere, how to just totally do it and nail it and do it, with as little luggage as possible. For example, my big goal this time was to go with 2 carry-on suitcases and a backpack and the stroller. We brought the stroller and we did it. 2 weeks, family of 4 with 2 carry-ons, a backpack, and a stroller. And next time I wouldn't even bring the stroller. Like, I just wouldn't. It's totally possible, totally doable. It's so easy. Because, the saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, we do as the Europeans do. And Europeans don't rent cars. They use public transport. So when you're using public transportation, buses, metros, etc., you're carrying everything. And so if you're also carrying children, you can't carry a whole lot. And so I could totally do packing video, my essentials for traveling, what I would and wouldn't bring, carry-on video. What to do in Europe with toddlers is like huge. So if you're interested in like international travel videos, obviously I didn't vlog, so I wouldn't have like vloggy kind of clips to insert, but I can film, some of those and just insert our pictures. I would love to do that. I think those would be so helpful because for both times that we went to Europe, and even when we went to Hawaii a couple years ago, I would just watch videos. And there were very few that I actually found helpful. A lot of these travel videos are like my in-flight essentials. And it's like a face mask and hand cream. And it's like, I'm on a 14-hour flight with a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. Like, give me the goods. Like, tell me exactly what I need and not all the fluff, Like, how am I going to survive is essentially what I wanted to know. And so I kind of feel like we're there. We know, and I have information to help people with, so I can film those kind of videos. The other things I wanted to ask were about photography. I mean, I am a professional photographer, and maybe you have a really nice camera, but you don't quite know how to use it to get the style of picture you want. And I'll insert some of my photography images here in case you don't want to go check out my Instagram or something. So if you want to learn how to use your camera and create images that look like these, I can totally start doing it like a series of video tutorials or like a Q&A and answer questions. I can totally do something like that. So I just kind of want to know, like, what is it that you want to see? And I'll do it. More Tot School videos, I could do it. I'm going to go tell that library what's up. So that's all I got for today. Stay tuned. Follow this journey. I just feel like a complete mess, and so I need you to help me be accountable and stay focused and stay on track, especially through the crazy holidays. You won't see a gift guide video from my channel because it's December 12th and I haven't been Christmas shopping yet. So I'm watching all your gift guide videos because I just need someone to do the work for me. Yeah, so stay tuned, and I will have content coming and new videos, and they're kind of just going to be all over the place, but it's because I don't just have one interest. I have all of the interests. I feel like a Renaissance man, like jack of all trades, master of none. I just like to dip my hand in all sorts of things and stay busy. And most of the time I feel like I've bitten off more than I can chew, but some people find it really interesting. Like I have people all the time asking me like, teach me this. How do you know that? How do you do that? And I'm just like, I don't know. I just do things. And so, oh, another thing, sewing. So like I said, I've been making a quilt, but I've been getting really into dress ups and making dress ups for my kids and costumes. And so I will be creating, I've kind of sketched out some patterns, and I will be creating pajamas for my kids, and I will be creating princess costumes and night costumes and, you know, just other sorts of dress ups for them to play in. So if you want me to like videotape, what is this? You can tell I'm an 80s child. If you want me to film the process of, you know, making those dress ups and costumes and princess dresses or whatever, I'd love to. I just don't think to film when I'm doing all of these things that I do all the time. So if you want like behind the scenes photography footage, I can totally do behind the scenes, you know, have someone come and film me on a session or multiple sessions or whatever. So let me know in the comments what you want to see. And again, thank you for following along on this crazy journey, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye. Hi, it's Morgan, and welcome to the Dove's Nest. I'm actually going to record my voice separately. Maybe not. Here we go.